Welcome back to Weekend Prime. I am Robinson Okenye, and now let's continue taking a look at other stories making headlines across the country. And a new human rights report on the state of human rights defenders in Kenya paints a grim picture of Kenya's shrinking civic space. It documents rising deaths, hundreds of arrests, and growing fears of digital surveillance. Our reporter Grace Nganga has the details.
A damning new report on human rights in Kenya is sounding the alarm, revealing a sharp escalation in state repression in Kenya, documenting deaths, mass arrests, and growing risks for human rights defenders, both in the streets and online, warning that the country is slipping into a dangerous pattern of repression.
The repression is not just from the executive. Sometimes it comes through parliament. And we've seen various attempts through parliament to shrink civic space.
You know, abductions, extrajudicial killings has become, unfortunately, the norm. We have normalized these violations.
In just 2 months, June and July of this year, 65 people lost their lives, all linked to protest-related violence. The 65 deaths in 2025 alone underscoring one of the deadliest periods in recent years. And the crackdown isn't stopping there. The report by Friedrich Naumann Foundation shows a sharp spike in arrests. 1,126 protesters have been detained in 2025, a dramatic jump from 179 in 2023 and 335 in 2024. Of those arrested this year, 362 were picked up during the anniversary of the Gen Z protest and 760 during the Sabasaba demonstrations. Yet, only 223 were ever arraigned in court. The report accuses the police of widespread abuse, citing the rampant use of tear gas, excessive force, and arbitrary detention of human rights defenders. And this trend isn't new.
Times when you're putting on your clothes, you ask yourself, will this be the clothes I'll be identified with at the morgue today?
In 2024, Global Civic Society Alliance Civicus recorded the abduction of 84 human rights defenders, allegedly by state agents, an attempt to derail a new wave of protests. The Kenya National Commission on Human Rights further notes that many arrests are followed by fabricated charges such as incitement to violence, creating disturbance, or even being drunk and disorderly. These charges often serve to discredit defenders and keep them locked in prolonged legal battles, effectively weaponizing the justice system to silence dissent. The report also highlights growing vulnerabilities in the digital space. While technology has empowered human rights defenders by enabling real-time documentation and wider advocacy, it has also exposed them to surveillance, data leakages, and intercepted communications.
Government bloggers have come after me for a year and a half, calling me all sorts of names, using AI to try to assassinate my character.
Overall, the report warns that Kenya is entering a period of a heightened risk of civil society, where the cost of speaking out is rising sharply, both offline and online. It calls for immediate safeguards to protect human rights defenders and for the government to halt unlawful arrest, thoroughly investigate abuses, and restore trust in democratic processes. Grace Nganga, KTN.
Let's move to the courts, and the High Court is set a strict